Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. After a brief hiatus, your favorite Koffee and Kalashnikovs is back. Yes, we are back. How you been? I hope I didn't. For some of you guys, probably having withdrawals. I know Joe is, but hey, we all need a little break. Just a lot going on, that kind of thing. But feel better. A little more rested than I was. Not as hurried, and got a video I am putting out right after this live stream. Like when it's done, I'm doing the thumbnail, and boom, it's going to go out. And it's not going to be Koffee and Kalashnikovs, but it's going to be something pretty rare and something pretty cool, and we can talk about it here tonight. It's an Colt SP1, an original AR-15, serial number under 10,000. Pretty rare. Hey, Joe, looks like it's me and you, man. Holy cow. What's going on here? Nobody's coming in tonight? I bet it didn't get out there. Maybe, there's a bunch of people jumped in, so we can get going here in a little bit. But yeah, we've been doing all kinds of stuff. Last we talked, we were out shooting with Zastava USA and checking out all their stuff. I've talked to a couple of the guys since. Also, some people chimed in from a local gun shop on one of our streams, went in to visit them. They had a pretty unique AK we'll talk about that I looked at. It was interesting, and we'll get into it. Got some new products that have come out that we can get into and show you some of that. Tell you about the videos we've shot. We've got a video we put together on the Grand and some reloading we did for it. Hey, Terry's in here. He said he just received the notification. So I put it out, 7:30. I got to put it out earlier in the day. I don't think enough people get it. But, we did a bunch of reloading for the Grand, and we're messing with that. So got a video on that. Immediately following this live stream, I am putting out a video on a Colt SP1, an original AR-15 Vietnam era serial number under 10,000 that I've had since new. Actually, it was my father's rifle, and it's come to me. Pretty neat. Mint, gorgeous. I wish I could show it to you here, but you'll see it right after this. I literally just got to put the thumbnail up, and I'll post the video. So you guys will have that to watch right afterwards. And should be pretty cool. Mateo made it in. Thanks. I was hoping my announcement got out there in time, but I put it up about 7:30. So, Mateo, I've been here since 8:30. 8:30 what? Oh, Michigan time, right? Yeah. You're an hour later. An hour later. My daughter's home from Michigan. It's nice having her back. So, yeah, we got the Grand video coming out. That SP1 Colt video will drop right after this. We've got another favorite AKs video coming out. I think you guys will like that one. Been doing a lot of shooting with our AR-15 DMR. Also, I finally got the Thunder Ranch AR. And for some of you that don't know, the Thunder Ranch ARs are made by Arrow. It's kind of a co-branded product. Totally different receiver than anything else they sell, the upper and the lower. And you can get it in two versions, either a 16-inch barrel or a 14.5-inch barrel welded and pinned. And since I had nothing in 14.5, that's what I did. And I didn't think I'd like it, and I really wish I could have done it with a Krebs flash hider on it and his whole DMS system on there. but IMS system, I'm sorry, where you can go from the flash hider to the comp to the brake to the suppressor. I wish I could have done that, but it came this way. It came with a Delta. It's the kind of their version of the bird cage flash hider, but the bottom is covered so you don't get a dust signature. Works a little more like a compensator, but good, decent flash hider. But let me tell you something. I didn't realize how nice it was, or I guess what a difference just that 1.5 inch makes on a 14.5 inch welded and pinned AR. I've got my AR pistols. I've got my 10.5 inch, my 11.5, and those are short and they're pistols, and they feel and run and drive as such. But that 14.5, you might not think it's a big difference, but it is. It's fantastic. I still feel like you have the capabilities of the full carbine or a rifle, but it's so much nicer. That little 1.5 inch difference, because effectively it's the flash hider that's different, right? The barrel's shorter, but effectively the length is the difference of the flash hider, right? Or whatever you're welding on. And this VG, whatever it is, the Delta, is a little longer than, say, an A2 bird cage or whatever. But man, is it nice. And it's lighter. It's so much more maneuverable. The under ranch lower has the magwell cut out on each side. It's skeletonized. So there's a big open square in each side of the magwell. And you'll get a video on it, but a lot of people thought right away that it was for weight savings or something like that, and far from it. Clint Smith, the owner of Thunder Ranch, if you've never watched the videos or heard him talk or watched one of his classes, he's very matter of fact, to the point, gruff, no BS kind of guy. And he's not about foo-foo. He would take a plain old M4 with nothing on it and be happy as hell, right? Iron sights, everything. So everything that he's going to do on a rifle that he's going to put his name on is going to have a function. So what it is to clear jams, essentially. You know, if you got smaller hands, you can't get your fingers up in that magwell, especially when you get the V feed, you know, where they both come up the ramps, the M4 feed ramps. When they come up the side and they jam in there together, whether two coming in, going out, whatever. But when they jam in there, they can wedge in there pretty good. It's the wedge of death, right? Or the V of death, they call it. And it can be an issue to get them out of there. You can grab a stick, a knife, a screwdriver, and yank them out or whatever. I've always gotten them out with my fingers, but you lock the bolt back and then you worry about it coming forward and getting AR thumb instead of grand thumb, right? So it's there to clear jams, essentially. Also, there's no forward assist on it, which I like. I agree with him. His statement on it is, what do you need a forward assist for? And I agree, you don't need it. Nobody needs a forward assist. If that round isn't going in the chamber to begin with, why the hell would you want to jam it in there harder? That makes no sense. Like, it doesn't fit. Let's just fucking jam it in there, you know? Nah, that's a waste of time. So no forward assist is nice. You don't have it hanging off the side. It's useless. And that little indent, that dished out portion of the bolt carrier, that's the original forward assist. You put your thumb in there and click, push it forward. Let's say you rode the bolt home or something like that. You can use that. And at 14.5 inch, it's just great. So it's all aero. It's got his little logo on the side, but it's done tastefully. I wanted it in tan, but I got it in black. It's got their handguard, full rail on top. We put in EOTech, I forget the number, but the shorter one, not the old style long one. I went with an EOTech. I didn't do the night vision because I have no intention of ever being able to afford night vision. But we'll put I think we'll put a magnifier on it. I have not run a magnifier on anything ever, but we're going to try it out. I got plenty of variable scopes, but they just make a gun so heavy. So this thing's light like it is. We'll probably put a light on it. And I've got a forward grip on it, forward vertical grip on it. And it's comfy. I've got the SL small stock on it. It's wonderful. I did a ambidextrous safety. I might put a bad lever on it because I like them and I run them on a lot of stuff, but I'm not quite sure on that yet. We'll see. And God, it's just, oh, and I put the usual Rise Armament 434 trigger in it. And it's phenomenal. What a phenomenal all-around go-to rifle. Unless I had to go out over 150 yards, this would be the rifle, my fighting rifle. It's that good and that nice. And, you know, guys, a lot of, and I'm sorry I'm talking about ARs on Kalashnikovs, Koffee and Kalashnikovs, right? But a lot of people look at arrow precision as cheap, right? Entry level, or at best, maybe mid-level, right? And it's simply because of their marketing and the way they position themselves and their cost, frankly. You know, they're not, in normal times, they're not all that much more than Anderson. You know, I bought Andersons as cheap as $49, and I've bought Arrow Precision as cheap, $89. I think right now they're $119. You can find them. And plus you get the M4E1 receiver, which has got the better magwell, the trigger guard, the screws, the set screws. It's just a phenomenal setup. I got the upper and lower. I bought the complete upper, and then I bought an upper and lower set because they didn't have a complete lower. So it's essentially all built by Arrow, except I put together the lower. It's all Arrow components. So it is their full rifle. That's how you bought it. A complete upper, complete lower. So I have an extra upper for this thing, but no big deal. I'll put it on something else. And when I talk about quality, they're, in my opinion, and you guys might bash me or say I'm nuts, but Arrow is, I think, in the upper echelon. I would take them well above a mid-range rifle. This upper and lower set I got, the fit is unbelievable. And we're not talking a set that's been Cerakoted either, just black anodized. The fit is unreal. You don't need a tensioner. I've built, look on my channel, I've built 10 of the things, 20 of the things. I don't even know. And not one flaw, not one issue in the finish. Machining, nothing left over, no machining debris and bits and stuff, and everything fits like a glove. You know, I take a little foray into some other receivers like this Recoil Industries and different stuff, and I can't even get the plunger in there for the safety. It won't, you know, there's so much crap in the channel they drilled out. Arrow, I would put it up against receivers and rifles costing 3 and 4 times as much. Let's face it, a receiver's a receiver, you know, forged. Billet, sure, they can be different, but when it comes to a forged receiver, and then take the M4E1 version into account, I'll put it up against any of the big names, and I'm not even going to say them because you guys I'll get all kinds of crap over here for it. But I would put them up against anything out there. Their handrails, all their components. I literally have never had a problem or had any fitment issues. Nothing. Just fantastic, including the 308 platform. And then you get into their custom Cerakoting they do on some of them, and that's just superbly done. All of it. You can spend your money or save your money and get yourself an Arrow rifle or build one. They're just phenomenal. And they don't pay me. They don't give me anything. They're just great, great rifles. So that being said, I got a couple things I want to show you here that I came across this week. Let me grab them. You guys have all heard of MFT, right? Mission First Tactical, right? MFT. So I tried out these mags, and they were just plain black mags. They look kind of like that on the back. You see the dished out fingerprints on the front or back there. Really nice. And they run anywhere from $12 to $15. In my opinion, as good as Magpul, no problem. But they came out with a special series, 6 in the series. And at first I thought, I love Mission First Tactical. I love their minimalist stocks, great stocks. I use them on AKs, ARs, shotguns, everything. And they came out with this special set. So I'll take them out of the bags here and I'll show you. Here's one out of the bag. And you can see it's We the People. So I like We the People stuff. I've got a We the People 1911. And of course, who doesn't like that and our founding documents, right? So it's done like I don't know if it's a hydro dip or what, but it's just on the sides. They didn't put it on the ends, which is nice because that's what gets the wear, right? And when it's in the gun, you see that, and it's really kind of nice. So there's the first one in the series, We the People. Show you the second one. And these with the artwork were only $15, I think, is retail on them. Here is the flag. What is it? Gadsden flag? How do you pronounce it? Don't tread on me. So that's kind of cool. Both sides again, and not on the ends. What else do we have here? Here we go. I'll show you the patriotic ones first. How's that sound? Then you've got the Come and Take It. So that's kind of cool. The cannon, the star, and just come and take it. Kind of simple. This one's neat. Oh, man, I left one of them. I got to go grab the other one. I left the most important one I want to show you. American flag, which is cool. It looks like white and black, but it's almost a little cream color kind of, which is kind of cool. And this one's, some of you will find this funny. There's actually more than 6, I guess. Here is your unicorn and rainbow and diamonds and puppy dog farts. I don't know. Whatever. So that's kind of cool. And let's see. This one's loaded. This one's cool. You'll all like this one. The banana mag, right? We got the banana mag. And it says Mission First on there. And remember, you see them like this, so they're kind of cool. And the last one, have you ever seen, I don't have it here. It's on a rifle across the room. I don't feel like going to get it. I'll show it to you after the break, but you've all seen the airplanes with the shark mouth. Well, it's a shark mouth mag. It's white and red, and it's really cool. And I'm sorry I don't have it here. So for $15, they're kind of different. They're cool. And they work great. The polymer is as strong or stronger than Magpul. Unlike Magpul, Magpul, even though they're anti-tilt followers, you can still get some tilt out of them, and these you can't. They load really nicely. The base plates are big and wide, and they've got super traction stuff right here. So if you had to grab it, I mean, like cut your fingers traction. Really nice. So just good mags. If you see these Mission First, try them out. They're awesome. We've been running them now 3 months, I think. I started out with 3 of the black ones that they sent me, and I ran those, and they've been great. The other mag too. I'm not pushing just one company, guys. Just giving you options. If you can't, you can always find Magpul, it seems, and they're great mags. Nobody's knocking them. But these UTG mags, the pro ones with the blue followers, try those. Those are great, great mags. Had really good luck with them. So yeah, haven't had one misfeed, one issue, one nothing with all of them. So they've been great. So there's news on the AR front. Before we get into some other stuff, let's check the chat here. I see it's Mateo and Joe going at it, but who the hell else listens to me ramble besides those two? Just those two, I guess. Nobody else. We'll see who's in here. Terry's in here. He said he just received the notification, so I probably got it out again late. But thank you, Mateo, for being in here. I truly appreciate it. You don't have to be, and you are. So that's cool. And there's much more entertaining people you could be listening to right now. Joe Morgan, SB1 is cool, but the stuff Colt did to sporterize guns upset me. Yeah, but you got to remember, that was the first gun available to the public. This one's got a 3-prong flash hider, so it's super, like I said, super early. It's serial number 96. I'll leave it at that. 9,600, yada, yada. So a really, think about the millions and millions and millions of ARs in the world today. And this is under 10,000. I mean, that's pretty incredible. So cool. You're in Kentucky, Mateo? I thought you were in Michigan. How the hell? I thought you were part of the Michigan Mafia. That's what they called all the Michigan guys. We used to race in Michigan. We'd race motocross there all over. Redbud. There's a place, a sand track up north. I can't remember what town. But it was the Michigan Mafia or Michigan Mob, all the kids that raced up there, and we'd go up there and kick some ass. I loved racing in Michigan. Let's see. My excitement over anything labeled Thunder Ranch is nil since Clint's. Don't take that as fuddism. I know you told me what it was, and I can't remember what you said he said, but I think he partially took it wrong. Yes, he said it like that. I can't even remember the subject, but I remember what I was going to tell you about it. And it's not completely what you think. Or there was something I knew that or had heard that kind of refuted it in a way. And I know he said it. I'm not disputing that, but he's not a FUD. He's good with whatever you want. He says, he comes out and says, I'm an old timer and I like what I like. And that's great for me. And what you like is what you like. And he's not against anything. You know, if he had his way, his go to war sidearms would be his Colt single actions. But he's an old guy, but he owns a Glock and he loves his Glock. You know, he's not a FUD. He just likes that stuff. He loves his M14 is his favorite rifle because it's what he served with. But he's far from a FUD, far from a FUD. And by the way, that Thunder Ranch AR, and he's got an AK out, by the way. I didn't buy it because of his name on it. I bought it because the ideas and the input he put into the gun were really well thought out, I thought. And I agreed with his thoughts on it and why the changes were made. So it's really a nice rifle. It really is. I bought it because it's Arrow, but I like the changes too. I'm kind of blown away by the Clint thing on braces. Yeah, that's what it was. It was on braces. You know what? His outlook on it is he'd just stock on it. You know, I don't think, and if it got down to it, I bet he'd say, screw the law, just, you know, or screw the SBR thing and just we should be able to do what we want, is what his thought on it would be. He's not like that. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes people say things that come out wrong that they don't mean, that they didn't think about, whatever. I've done it a ton of times. I don't know. I'm same way about the plain Jane gun, fixed carry handle. Yeah, that SP1's fixed carry handle, slab side. There's nothing on the one side of it at all. You'll see in the video when it drops. Just the rampant Colt on the one side, Colt SP1. It's got, instead of the, I don't want to do it and call it a takedown pin because it's not a takedown pin. It's a, what do you call it? Shit, I can't remember the name. Anyhow, instead of having the front pivot pin, that's what I was looking for, it's got the two-headed screw on each side. It's got the old style buffer, the original buffer, all kinds of cool stuff. And no forward assist, fixed carry handle, slab side. It's so simple. Triangular handguards, and the thing is immaculately mint. mint, mint, mint. I'll give you a little sneak preview on it. My dad got this gun. I remember going with him to get it. He was on the Chicago Police Department at the time. It was about 1972, 3, somewhere in there. And I remember being a little kid. I mean, little, like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, something like that. And he got it at a sporting goods store in Chicago. And I went with him. And he got it. And they gave him a green bag with it. It was some kind of military issue, I remember. But it came with the gun, the original sling. It's got the black sling and everything. And I remember him bringing it home and being there and running around the sporting goods store and everything. And I didn't get the chance to shoot it till me and my brother were probably, my brother might have been just barely under 10 or 10. I was probably 11, 12, 13 the most. But we were at a gun club he belonged to, and we were shooting all his cool stuff, and we got to shoot that. And we just thought it was cool, that back then, black rifles, there weren't a lot of them. There just wasn't, and so for us to go to the range with a AR, an original Colt like that, an FNFAL, Belgian made, sear cut receiver, by the way, go with those two rifles plus all the other stuff. He had Uzis and Macs and KG9s and all kinds of, like, people didn't see that stuff back then unless you were way into it. And so when we went to the range and you laid this stuff out and we're shooting it, you'd draw a crowd, people would be watching. And so we did that. And me and my brother would be shooting, and it was just a blast. I remember that rifle. And he's had those since day one, and they're in great shape. They were shot a little bit back then. And since the late 70s, early 80s, that rifle was never fired. I took it out of the safe to clean it because I doubt he cleaned it back then. And I took it out of the safe. I took it to the range, shot it a little bit, and then cleaned it. There was some green copper fouling, around the muzzle device. So I cleaned it all up. Barrel's perfect. Thank God for chrome lining. And the gun's immaculately mint. Got the original mags, the original sling, everything. And just a cool rifle that I shot as a kid, was my dad's, and now me and my brother have it. So kind of cool and neat. Anyhow, let's see. Let's get back to the comments here. Have you seen the Primary Arms Prism Scope coming out? Which one? My wife got me a 3-power for Christmas. That was, I wanted it to go on the 5.56 AK, the SAM 5. I thought it would be a great scope for that rifle. And the reticle is a 5.56 308. However, with the, how the SAM stocks slope down a little bit, I need a huge cheek riser, and I don't know what kind of stock to put on it that would have a cheek riser and work with the tangs and the milled receiver. And I really don't want to go to an aftermarket stock. If anything, I'd want to put wood on it maybe. So I tried a Velcro or lace-on cheek riser, and that's kind of all mahooped on there with all kinds of Velcro straps. It looks like crap. You know how Rob Ski does stuff on his rifles and he doesn't care what it looks like, just that it works? Well, that's how this is. It works. It just looks like crap. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just like more of a fixed, real solution, so to speak. And that's not it. And it sits very high on that SAM. It would sit better with an RS Regulate and their ACOG mount, but it just doesn't sit right, doesn't feel right on that gun. So I was thinking maybe I'd put it on the 308 AR. It would go well on that gun. It would go good on other ARs. I don't know. I almost thought about putting it on the Thunder Ranch, because that 3-power, it's the same scope I have on my NPAP. It's my practice fighting rifle, I guess. When it comes to AKs, is my NPAP. I've got it set up how I like an AK. Not one that's collectible, not one that I like to shoot for what it is. It's my modified, tactified fighting rifle. It fits me. It's got a Mission First tactical stock with a riser. It's got a hand guard. It's got a cheese grater, forward grip, all kinds of stuff. It's set up to fit me. And it's one of those rifles where I close my eyes, put it up, open my eyes, and fire, and bullseye at whatever yardage anytime I want. It just fits perfect, and the gun just runs and runs. So I've got a 3-power prism scope primary arms on that, and it's great. It's great out at 100 and past because first of all, for identifying targets, because trust me, as you get older, my eyes don't work like they do. It's hard for me to even see a bullseye at 100 yards now without it blurring out, I can't make it out. So it's hard for me to shoot irons now at even 100 yards. But even CQB, though, close in, yeah, it's 3-power, but you can still use it 2 eyes and work pretty well. Your eyes kind of adjust a little. It's not the fastest thing because of that, but it works okay. And it's really handy at anything 50 yards and past. So yeah, it's great. And you could actually put a little micro reflex sight on top of it. There's a rail for it. So I could always do that too. And I always thought that'd be kind of goofy, it sitting up that high on it. But it might work. That might be the way to go. So maybe I'll try that out. But yeah, I haven't seen the newest one. If there's something different you're talking about. I know they make 2-power, 3-power, 5-power. I think there's a prism scope with just 1-power too, but I haven't checked them out. But their 3-power is wonderful. Oh, let me tell you about primary arms while we're on that subject. I got a great story. So this same scope, this one for the 5.56, I get the scope. I put it on the Arsenal scope mount for AKs. And I like those next to an RS Regulate. They're great. And they're $100, whatever. And they sit a little higher though. But I put it on there. I set it up on the rifle and I took it to the range and we did the first shots with the rifle. And I had no cheek riser, so I was chin welding it and trying to get it on paper. And I don't know, we ran a few mags through it, right? Well, turns out I had tightened down one of the bolts, but not the other one that secured it to the side mount, And somewhere in transporting the rifle, taking the scope on and off, whatever, all of a sudden I look and one of the bolts is gone. And I'm like, damn, well, it's got to be around here somewhere. I'm looking in my workshop, looking around, trunk of my car, gun cases, all this. I can't find the bolt. So figure out it's a metric bolt. I start digging. I got some other black ones that look very similar. But because those 2 bolts are what's mounting it to the pick rail on the top of the side mount, it has to be the right diameter to fit through the Picatinny rail, right through the groove in it. And none of these bolts would. So then I remember the same scope I have on my AK, but it's tan. But I used the RS Regulate base, so I didn't have to use the factory base. So I thought, oh, great, I got screws for that one in the box. So I opened the box. There's the mount. There's the bolts. But on the previous generation, the bolts on the older one were pinned into the mount, and the nuts were kind of big thumb nuts that you could turn with like a knife blade. There was a slot in them. Well, on the Gen 2 scope, the nuts are peened into the mount and the bolts are separate. So I'm like, great. So that screws that up. So I send Primary Arms an email. I don't tell them that I got a channel or anything like that. I just say, hey, I'm a good customer, because they can check your records. And I've spent enough money at Primary Arms that would probably make me sick, or I'd throw up if I knew the total, right? And not to mention multiple other accounts in my mom's name, my wife's name, my kids' names that they order me stuff from. And I said, look, I probably have, and if you look at any of my videos when I'm sitting in the shop, on the thing behind me, all the boxes for optics are stacked up behind me. I kid you not, there's 15 or 20 primary arms boxes up there. And let's figure 300 to 500 average a piece. Some of them are $1,000. There's a lot of money sitting up there in primary arms, not to mention their mounts and everything else I buy from them. I buy almost everything exclusively from them. They don't do anything for me. I should ask them. They'd probably give me a code and all that stuff. But anyhow, I don't tell them who I am. I tell them, look, love your thing. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I left it loose. I lost a bolt. Can I get another one? How much and how quick can you have it to me? So guy answers me. He says, let me check. He checks with optics and he says, bad news. We're out of stock on it. I don't have one for it. And but I thought they were thinking about a different bolt. So I put a picture with an arrow to the bolt and he sends back, well, we can't get those because those are peened in. I said, no, this is the Gen 2. The nuts peened. I just need the bolt. No problem. He sends me back, oh man, sorry, we are out, but I'm going to send you a return thing, slip, whatever, for the optic. Send the optic back. We'll send you a new one. I'm like, I've had the thing over a year. Yes, it hasn't been on a gun other than a few minutes, but I just need a bolt. And I don't need you to send me a whole new scope, you know? And I didn't, you know, then what's the turnaround going to be? Well, knowing primary arms, it'd be fast. Anyways, they're going to send me a new one. And then I thought I had it figured out. I said, don't worry about it. And then I came back and said, no, I got to worry about it. Okay, send me the thing. They sent me the code and everything. Don't you know, I am loading up to go to the range and I pull this thing open in my trunk, this sliding tray, and there's the bolt laying there. And I'm like, is that the bolt or something else? I put, that's the one. So I sent it back to him. Thank you so much for all your help. And thank you for the offer of a brand new scope just for something that I did was my fault. I left it loose, not your fault. Your scope's not bad. You're offering to send me a brand new scope. I mean, unbelievable customer service. So know that you got that behind you. And at that point, then I told them who I was in the channel. Not that I don't mean it like I'm a big shot. I just mean that, hey, anybody that's got a channel can probably, if they wanted to, get up and badmouth somebody, right? But I just want to tell you guys, they didn't have to do that. I mean, send me a scope. Didn't even ask for a receipt, nothing. Just, I'm sending you the thing. Send it back. We'll send you another one. I mean, wow, because they didn't have a bolt. So keep that in mind next time you're making a purchase, because that is phenomenal. I could probably pull up the gentleman's name, but he's just one of the random guys in customer service. And, you know, I deal with customer service every day, and my people should take lessons from this gentleman. Outstanding, outstanding. So I can't say enough about them, and I love their products. They're great. Everything I've gotten from them is held up. No issues at all on not a survey of one, a survey of 15 to 20 optics products alone. Forget about all the other stuff. So I can't say enough about those optics. They're great. And their top end stuff, their platinum line and even their gold line, guys, that's top-notch stuff. You know, you've got Japanese glass in some of them. And trust me, you think Japanese, I think people equate it with Chinese. No, there's a big difference between Japanese and Chinese glass, or even, is it Taiwan, I think, makes good glass too. It's up there. It's good stuff, way beyond what China produces. Some of their stuff is really, really good. They're returned to zero scopes. They have steel clickers instead of brass. They're so solid, just good stuff. Anyhow, God, how did I get on these tangents? Let's see. I need to do a second air, but if braces go away. Yeah, guys, what's going to happen if these braces go away? Think about, I don't know about all of you guys, but I got a whole lot of money invested in stuff that will basically be unusable. I mean, I don't know how many. If I took a quick count, 8, 10, 20, 15 different things that are nowhere near usable without those braces and the money I have involved in them. Am I going to SBR them? No, I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I'm not. Will I publicize it? No. Is that hypocritical? Maybe. I don't know. But I can tell you this, the comments section that they put up is open. And last I looked, there was like 11,000 comments. Are you kidding me? Now, this was quite a few days ago. But guys, there needs to be hundreds of thousands of comments on there. If you haven't done it, no matter what you think about braces, get on there and comment. You have to reference the proposed law number, and you can't swear, can't none of that. And the form letters, careful on some of those. You have to at least go in and change them, because I don't think they count them if they're a form letter. They count it as one maybe. Aero Precision has a thing on their website you can jump on, and it'll take you to the site. Any of the brace manufacturers have it. Just do a video. Any of the videos, guys have posted links to it. Please, 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 if you give one rat's ass about me, my channel, firearms, our freedoms, the Constitution, whatever, please do me that one favor and get on and do that. I can't say it enough. It's, here, it'd be one thing if it had gone along, according to the NFA, and which I don't agree with, but, had been, hey, SBR is an SBR, and no, this brace stuff is bullshit. But no, they didn't do that. They said braces were fine. They said shouldering braced weapons is fine. They said it multiple times. They took it back. Then they put it back out again. All this flip-flop on everything. And now you're going to say no after, and they claim 3 million braces have been sold. I think it's 3 manufacturers, and there's many more than 3 manufacturers of braces, but 3 of the main manufacturers of braces together claim somewhere over 15 million units sold. So could there be 30 million braced weapons out there? Probably. So you're going to take 30 million people, or whatever the hell the number is, 13 million for sure, and say, sorry, you're felons. And by the way, that stuff you paid good money for, yeah, hand it over. Or no, put you on a list and a de facto registry. No, you can't do that. First of all, you are not a law making, or they're not empowered to make laws. They are not. They are a bureaucratic governmental agency that, in my opinion, shouldn't exist to begin with. They do, and we have to go run to them and kowtow them to them like, yes, master, yes, sure, whatever you want, master. Let me jump through hoops and all this other crap, when they should have nothing to say about anything. About anything. Do you want to be an enforcement agency and enforce the laws on the books? That's one thing, but to make up your own laws, you can't do that. I'm sorry. And I don't agree whatsoever. But I don't even agree that we need to fight it, because I look at it as an unconstitutional law. But, reality is reality. And I guess if we can get together and put enough comments on there that they will back down on this, like they did the green tip ammo, like they did the first go around on the brace, although I knew that wasn't that easy. A lot of guys were saying, look, all the comments, and it went away. Well, no, they realized they had stepped in it and had, didn't have their ducks in a row. And I knew it was going away momentarily, soon to be seen again. And sure enough, here it is. All that celebration I knew was just a bunch of bull. But yeah. Anyhow, this started because Mateo said, have you seen the new primary arms prism scopes? And I said, no. So I want to see what he has to say about it. Check it out. It's up on the site for pre-order. What power is it? Andersons have been had for $29. I wouldn't doubt it. The only problem with $29, $39, and $49 AR lowers is that it's usually an internet deal, and you have to pay the transfer and the shipping and all the other stuff. So they end up being regular price lowers. You know what I mean? Mateo, if I still building ARs, Arrow M4 E1. Yeah, that's all I use. I mean, I bought an Anderson for the first time the other day because they were cheap, and they had one. I grabbed one. But you can't beat that M4E1. By far the best lower on the market right now. I see everyone's got a brace and either build or buy. Yeah, you know what? Here, it's funny with this brace thing. About a week or two before they re-announced this brace issue, like all of you, I get ads to my email, right? And I buy some stuff from Midway. At one point, quite a bit, but not so much. It goes in phases. They have something or a deal, and I jump in and get a bunch of stuff just because it's convenient on one order. But I get an ad, and it was like 33% off all braces. And the minute I saw that, I went, they know something that nobody knows but industry people. They knew ahead of time what was coming, and maybe they know the outcome, but they were dumping their inventory because they knew soon it would be worthless, essentially, right? I knew it. When that happened, I knew it. I knew it. Braces are hot, 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 and nobody needed to put them on sale until this stuff happened. Matter of fact, you couldn't find them. And now they're going to put 33% off, especially Midway. Nah, what a bunch of crap. I knew it. They knew something. I mean, don't think for 1 minute these companies don't know what's coming down the pipe. They know what's coming down the pipe. They know the whole layout. This is big business, guys, whether it's ammo company, gun manufacturers, accessories, whatever. They are involved, and they're not betting millions and millions and millions of dollars on an industry that could be, it has these political ramifications to it. So they know every step that's coming down the pipe. Maybe not the little guys, but certainly the big guys do. Look at a company like Smith & Wesson or a company, they know what the deal is, when and if it's going to happen. You'll never make me believe otherwise. So they knew. I knew when I saw that. I said, here it comes. Here it comes. And hopefully it doesn't go through. I hope it doesn't. I really don't, because they are useful weapons. They help a lot of people. They make a gun safer. They truly do. And I get it. So it may be skirting the line in some cases, but it is what it is. And first of all, these laws were put in place because of an era of outlaws and something they outlawed to begin with, prohibition, right? That's what brought all this about. Imagine that. The government banning something brought about them needing to ban other things and regulate things like firearms, because let's face it, the gangs of that day and the criminal organizations, everybody from Capone to Bonnie and Clyde, are what caused the NFA. And American citizens of the time gave it up just like that. Should never, ever, ever happen. Yeah, I know Chevron deference. I don't even want to get into that. I leave that to our other friend. And yeah, that's what the problem is. But there's a case that we're winning or won that kind of has some severe impacts on Chevron deference. So it's getting interesting out there. Let's see. I've only got the one AR-15 shooters, 30 years. Until last year, I couldn't afford one. Price drop on everything. Yeah, there has been. Things have been coming down. Let's talk about ammo real quick, guys. A lot of ammo back in the stores. 5.56 and 2.23 seems to be everywhere. I think I told you Dunham's 1,000-round cases everywhere stacked up. The Fleet Farms of the world and stuff like that. Tons of it. 9mm personal defense ammo, which I haven't seen. 380, 9, 40. All kinds of good stuff out there. AK ammo. Yeah, a lot of stuff on the shelves. Not hurting for anything. I can get it if I want. Yes, the prices are still higher, but they've come down somewhat. We'll see more. And they're starting to fill the shelves up slowly. I mean, the last few trips there, I haven't bought any AR ammo. I just didn't need it. And that's like other people. It's starting to fill the shelves. And soon enough, you'll see the prices dropping, hopefully. Will they get as low as they were prior to this? No, not anytime soon, but eventually, hopefully they will. Inflation, this, that, the other. They got other reasons, but yeah, the hijacked truckloads of Aguila ammo, that too. But it's all coming back. So, yeah. I've been reloading like crazy, Mateo. Talked about, I got a grand video coming out. So I've got plenty of M2 ball that I shoot. But something about owning a grand gets you in this mindset of being super accurate with irons, like a Kemp Perry thing or something. And I kind of wanted to develop a load where I could shoot a nice, 1-inch group at 100 yards with it. And yeah, sure, I could buy match ammo, this and that, but match ammo is expensive, especially now. And M2 ball is not really all that accurate. Good enough, as good as I am probably with irons. But with my precision rifles, I can 308. I can shoot sub MOA all day long with that gun. I put 4 quarters up there between these 2x4s, and I put a hole right through each quarter. 4 shots, 4 quarters. I know it's 100 yards, no big deal, but I like to be fairly accurate with this grand. So M2 ball is 150 grain bullet. So not looking up the loads or researching, I bought a bunch of 150 grain 30 caliber bullets because I usually load 168 grain for my precision rifle. And I figured I'd load some of that up for my AR-10, the 150 grain. So then I get to reading the Hornady manual, which is nice. If you own a grand, check out the Hornady manual because they have a separate section just devoted to rounds for the grand because you don't want to fire modern rounds. Just too fast a burn rate. The pressures are too high, and people claim you can bend the op rod. Some people swear up and down that's true. Others will say it's a bunch of hooey. And God forbid you tell the guys that say, it'll bend your op rod. You say, you're full of it. Oh, my God. They'll lose their mind. It's true. You'll ruin your gun. But I've seen plenty of guys smoking through the stuff, and nothing happens. I shot at least 1 box of modern ammo through it. I shot a bunch of Aguila, basically M2 ball, American Eagle M2 ball. And I did it with a chronograph, so I know where it was shooting. That's another thing. We got a video coming out on a chronograph that we got. It's cheapy. The Caldwell Precision chronograph. Super cheap, $50 without the tripod and stuff. You can get like $100 if you get the tripod and stuff. But let me tell you something. Thing works phenomenal. The app on the phone is magnificent. I'll bring you a video on it. It's really cool. We're really set up for the range. We've got our range camera. We've got the chronograph now. Anyhow, so I get to looking at these round loads in the Hornady manual, and I start reading a little, and guys are saying, 168 grain is kind of where it's at, maybe even into the 170s. And guys say, yeah, I know you can shoot as low as 150, but that's kind of borderline. Well, that's what Army issue was, right? Anyhow, I figured I had these Hornadys with the red tips, 168 grain, full metal jacket boat tails. So I loaded those up using Varget. There's a go-to powder, IMR 45 or something, 14 something. I don't know. I don't use any IMR powders. I should, but I didn't have any, and it's hard to get powder right now. I stocked up before, and I have what I have. BLC2 is also a decent powder. That's what I use for my 308 loads. Not bad for 30-06 either. But Varget was the one that I had that seemed to work. I wish I had the IMR, but anyhow, I want to say on the 168 grain, it might have been 42.7 grains or something. On the 150s, it was 44.2 grains, worked out the best load I put out there. The 168 grain versus the 150 grain, I couldn't really tell a difference in group size. They were about the same. I probably shot both the groups did kind of weird because I couldn't see the target. I couldn't focus on it. I set it up wrong. I put two targets next to each other, and my eyes were playing tricks. Instead of seeing two orange dots, I saw one in the middle that didn't exist. Very strange. But anyhow, the groups I shot were like two lines of holes. Boom, 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 boom. About 2 inches wide, 3/4 of an inch high. So I was on within 3/4 of an inch this way, or this way rather, and this way it was about a 2-inch group. 8-shot groups run through a clip. So I was fairly happy with that. I think I'll just shoot the 150 grains. I planned it to be about 2,600 feet per second. That's what I loaded for. And those rounds started out, the first shot would be like 2,690 something, maybe even just barely over 2,700 feet per second. And with each shot, the speed dropped. So the first shot was the fastest, and then each one after that dropped till it kind of evened out and then maybe went back up a hair. But on every clip, and they are clips on the ground that I shot, it did that. The first shot was the higher pressure, and after that, each one, or speed rather, each shot went down in speed. I don't know if that's the barrel warming up and the bullet fitting tighter or what, but yeah. So that was kind of interesting and fun. The M2 ball American Eagle I shot, that was chronographing around, was it 2,900? Might have been 2,900, for sure in the 28s. So quite a bit more. Didn't feel all that much more, but yeah, it handled them just fine. So I don't know. Anyhow, Jesus, trying to smoke a cigarette or keep one lit. They make them so they go out nowadays. Anyhow, yeah, so those loads turned out well. I loaded some more here. They are actually, these are just the 150 grain. Those Amex looked badass with the red tips. But this is just brass I saved, whatever it was. There's some PPU here. There's some Winchester, bunch of stuff. And these are Full Metal Jacket, boat tail, 150 grain Hornadies, nothing special, with a canalure. And I loaded these up with 142 grains, 144.2 grains of Varget. Funny, all the bullets I load fit well in all my end block clips, but all the bullets I had, factory bullets of this one group, I could not get them to stack in there like this right. And I thought since these were aftermarket end blocks that they must have been bent wrong, because it ended up where they were too wide and I couldn't get them down in the gun. It was a pain to load. They didn't work right. Everything I load, which I'm sizing obviously, right, no problem. And they even load in the clips easier. I don't know what the difference is, because I mic them and they seem the same, but I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something different in the way I load them. I thought maybe the base here, the lip of the cartridge here, maybe it wasn't going into that slot, so they weren't leaning forward, so to speak. Maybe they weren't going in there. They were sitting more straight up and down, because they do lean in a little bit. And I thought maybe that was the problem, but no. I mean, I tried to load and unload them 8 million times. I couldn't get them. Now these, my reloads, I pop right in and boom, and they run great. God, that rifle is a joy to shoot. If you've never shot a Garand, borrow one, try one, buy one, do whatever. It's so nostalgic feeling, so solid, big battle rifle caliber, and just fun to shoot. Iron sights, and then the ping afterwards. There is nothing better than that sound. I want a ringtone with that sound. Anyhow, yeah, so we got that. Been reloading for this, been reloading a ton of AR ammo. Just a ton of AR and using that up. I think, guys, and I apologize. I know this is Koffee and Kalashnikovs, but with ammo the way it is, and yes, I have my stockpiles, but I don't want to use it. I bought 3 cases of Wolf to shoot for practice training in the channel, and I've barely gone through half a case. But that's good. I don't want to dig into it because I'm worried about import ammo. So I've been having fun shooting up my reloading and shooting that up, which means reloading more AR ammo and shooting more ARs. But I got the SAM 5 I can shoot. I really want to get some more range time with my X95 too, the Tavor. Love that rifle, and I want to get some more range time with it. Just loving it. So forgive me. I mean, we're still doing guns, ARs, this, that. I know not a ton of AKs. That's why I'm bringing you the favorite AKs stuff, because I don't want to get away from that. And you'll see, I'm still going to shoot a bunch, and you'll see a bunch of AK videos. But that's why you're seeing so much, whether it's Tavors or ARs or whatever, with me shooting 5.56, just because I can reload it, and I have so much in bullets, powder, primers, everything that I can reload and shoot forever and not worry about it. So that's what I'm doing. Because for my SHTF stuff, I want factory loaded ammo. So I've never had an issue, not even a misfire with my reloads on any caliber, but I'd rather shoot that for play and fun and practice. So that's what you're going to see more of. I mean, we're shooting 30-06, 308, all the stuff I reload, even 9. You're seeing a lot of that, although I am out of small rifle or small pistol primers. And, you know, you guys watch my videos. I find everything. I search it out. I cannot find small pistol primers. I bought some from a local gun shop, and they were old stuff that some old timer had on his bench, brought into the local gun shop, and the guy bought them from him. He's advertising, bring your ammo in, bring your this in, we'll buy it, and then he resells it. Well, I bought 1,000 primers from him, small pistol, and they were older Remington stuff. And half of them are bad. He said he weeded through. And he said, yeah, there were a couple boxes that they were turning green or whatever. We tossed the good ones, and I looked at them. They all look good, but roughly at least a third of them are, you can strike them 2-3 times and they're not firing. So it's kind of sucks to even test stuff with it because, for instance, our Kimber Micro 9. That thing don't run worth a shit to begin with, and now I'm trying to test with it. These primers aren't going off. I don't know if it's the primers or the gun. I don't know. So it's a pain in the ass, but that's what you're going to see for now, guys. That's hijacked. I heard about that from our friend over at EDU, 28 EDU. I often wondered about that, with them, maybe they supply cartels down there, this and that, but getting hijacked, you assume it's the cartels, right? Maybe. But if the majority of those were 22 long rifles, okay, maybe they didn't know, but you would think the cartel has pretty good intelligence. I mean, that's essentially government backed, so you wonder, did it disappear? Did our government have anything to do with it? I don't know. Maybe. IMR 4451. Is that the go-to powder for the original powder for M2 ball? It was something like that. 1451, 4451. I don't know IMR. I don't know why I don't. I should. And come to think of it, I think I had the chance to buy an 8-pound keg of that stuff, and I turned it down. I should have bought it. It was either their pistol powder or that powder, and I should have bought it. Let's see. Yeah, you should get back to reloading 357 SIG. That's a cool round. After we talked about it, I don't know, a few weeks ago, I started looking into that. Cool round. Very cool round. And you shoot it when you're a SIG hater. Let's see. I'm waiting on a hydraulic forming die from Hornady. That way I can convert by 39 cases into either 6.5 Grendel or 6 mil. Yeah. So I want to turn 30-06 cases into 8mm Mauser cases. And I have the Mauser dies. I have 30-06 dies. I have 30-06 sizing dies and a forming die. But it's not to form. I think there's a specific one to form it to 8mm, and I don't think this is it. I've never formed brass before like that. But if anyone knows, I assume I could just order one. But if anyone knows where I could get a used one cheap or something like that to make 8mm Mauser brass out of 30-06, I'd appreciate it, because a lot of the brass I saved, unfortunately, was boxer primed or whatever, or which is the bad one, Berdan? I don't remember now. And some of it, the military stuff, those primers are glued in. They're not. There might be a crimp, but either way, I have broken off the pins for the depriming cap. 4 of them, I bet, trying to push these things out. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, the lacquer. Or maybe they're just so old. I don't know. But holy cow. I've never had primers stuck so hard. And these are normal primers. They're just stuck in there. Unbelievable. Hardback and digital. Copies of what? Reloading manual? 1,000. In all my guns, I'm approaching 1,000 rounds in magazines. I've really been hitting it hard. Good for you, Joe. Glad to see you're finding what you need. Yeah, Mateo found 9 and 40. Ammo's not the problem, guys. It's everywhere. Yes, the price is expensive, but hey, is what it is. My shop has reloading powders in stock, and no one was even looking at it. So I think demand has peaked. Man, let me know what they and if they'll ship. Could use some powder. I thought I had enough. Man, I stockpiled 20-some pounds probably between pistol powder, AR powder, rifle powder, and I've gone through half of it, I bet, at least. What dies am I running for 06? RCBS. And the 30-06 dies are actually a super old set of RCBS. And man, it's weird to look at. A friend of mine had a friend of the family or something pass away, and they were going to have an estate auction, and they had these 2 huge giant totes of reloading equipment, and they were going to, I don't know, give it away or something. And then he thought of me. He invited me over, had it spread out on these huge tables. He said, take whatever and all that you want. I said, well, don't you want some? He said, no, you take everything you want, and whatever's left, I'll give to other friends. I got so much stuff, from brand new scales and powder drops in the box to primers, bullets, powder, brass, a lot of 38 stuff. But this guy was into something Roberts, 270 Roberts, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, these old RCBS, and that's all I buy is RCBS when it comes to reloading, as far as presses and powder drop scales, my dies. All I buy is RCBS. It's what my dad used. It's just what I like, and I like to have all the same thing, kind of. I have a few other things that are different brands, but so I look at these old RCBS dies, and they're probably from the same. And you think, well, it's a machine product. They're obviously probably started out as a machine shop. How could they be that different? Well, these older dies are very roughly machined. The knurling is very rough, crude, deeper. The outside of the dies seem to be chrome plated and not very well chrome plated, almost maybe flaking. The new ones are coated so nicely and so well polished and machined and everything. The difference is staggering. Even the lock rings. The lock rings on the old ones seem to be chrome plated, cheap knurled washers almost. And the new ones are, of course, black on those with the brass lock, whatchamacallits. And what a difference. RCBS has come a long way. Looking at these, it's hard to believe they developed the reputation they did. But yeah, so that's what I'm using for 30-06. Let's see, what do we here? Joe, everyone has powder but no primers. Yeah, I've probably seen some powder, but not much powder. I've got a big reloading shop here in Wisconsin, west of me, and that's all they do is reload and supply clay targets to clubs. And they have a retail shop, nothing but reloading, huge, and they have nothing. But of course, they're a go-to place, so I don't know. Orion Fixers in the house. Powder asterisk. I think that's the stopping point. The old fuds were tearing the store apart looking for primers. Yeah. What's good by you, Orion? What's going on, man? You gonna go shooting one of these days? You gonna give me a call? I need some more range buddies. What'd you guys think of the video taking my buddy shooting? What'd you guys think of that? He's actually a friend of mine, actually a business, a gentleman I met through business. He's a vendor of mine. He's actually an advertising agency. And if you didn't see the video, when COVID happened, he wanted to protect himself like everybody else wanted a shotgun. His brother was steering him toward a Mossberg, a 500 or 590, whatever. And that's where he thought he was going. And then someone else, another friend of his, told him, look at these Black Aces shotguns, automatics. And the shop he was in just happened to have one. He looked at it, he liked it. It's got some bells and whistles, and a little foo-foo, and it's automatic. And it comes with a pistol grip separate. It comes with the stock, but comes with that. So there's a lot of bling, to a first-time buyer. And to tell you the truth, the gun runs extremely well. Quality-wise, finish-wise, seems very nice. But if you watch the video, the safety malfunctioned. And he had been bugging me, hey, can you just show me, how this thing works? I'd really feel better if someone that knew what they were doing showed me. Can I come to the range? I said, anytime. He was dying to shoot this thing, right? Thank God he didn't do like I do half the time. You get a new gun home, you bring it home. Maybe I, hand cycle some rounds through it or something or whatever. Certain guns, and it's funny because before it's usually shotguns kind of freak me out on a new gun. I won't load up a shotgun without testing it and just set it in a corner or put it on safe and with a round in the chamber. I just won't do that. Pistols, I might. I don't know. I usually wait at least for one range trip. But anyhow, thank God he didn't try, running some rounds through it, or God forbid, putting it around in the chamber, putting the safety on, and then pulling the trigger to test it. Because here's how it happened. You don't see it in the video, but I tell the story right after. We were looking at this shotgun. I'm going to show him how to use it. He had shot some guns here and there, maybe on vacation somewhere, or somebody let him put a few rounds through something. But he has a shotgun. He brings it out. I'm looking at it, and the control is a little different. So I want to read. I read the manual real quick, a few things. Yeah, okay, got this, right? So I take you're going to break it in to run birdshot. First of all, it's an automatic, semi-automatic. I plug around a slug. I put it directly in the chamber, and then I hit the button and close the chamber. No problem. Flip the gun upside down. It's pointed down range. I'm behind the bench at the range. we were still unpacking guns and all that stuff. So he's standing in front of the bench, but it's not like a normal range where you're behind or in front. We weren't going to shoot from there anyhow. So it was just how we were standing, unloading, unpacking stuff. But so he's well off to the side. I got the gun pointed downrange, flipped upside down, and I'm about to jack shells into the tube when he says, hey, because the safety's got a cross-bolt safety, and of course the trigger guard and safety are sticking right up at us. He says, how do I tell when it's unsafe? And I said, well, that's simple. See the red there on that cross-bolt? That means it'll fire. And I go click, I put it over to safe. I said, see, you can't see any red. That means it's safe. At that point, I had not jacked another shell into the tube yet. There's just one in the chamber. It's on safe, and it's cocked. I flip it over. He's standing over here. I kind of motion. I just did one of these, and I pointed it downrange, and I said, see, and I pulled the trigger, and nothing happened. And I was going to go like this several times to prove, look, it's safe. Well, the second time I pulled it, I felt it cam over something. The trigger cammed over something, and boom, that slug went downrange. And all I could think was, my God, what if this guy had a newbie, had loaded this gun up in his living room and had rounds in it, put it on safe and was checking it and took out his TV, 85-inch TV, or worse yet, took off his wife's head or something. I mean, could you imagine? I couldn't believe it. Now, through my personal life, through the channel, through friends, gun manufacturers that are friends, everything, sporting, competition shooting, everything. I've had hundreds, if not thousands, maybe even 10,000 guns go through my hands. Not once in all that time and 40 some odd years of shooting have I ever had a safety fail in any way, shape, or form until this. And frankly, it shocked me. I was ready for it, and thank God, safety rules, pointed down range, safe direction, all of that. But him being new, he looked a little white, a little shaken. And we did not have on hearing protection. Shotgun's not that big a deal. I shot trap all my life, so shotguns don't even, yes, I get it, they hurt my hearing, but it's well beyond that. Shotguns don't even faze me anymore. But so it went off, and I went, oh my God. And, even though I was in the right and did everything right, I still felt almost a sense of embarrassment in a way, or that I had done something wrong, And then I look, and of course it's a crossbow safety, and now I'm second guessing myself. As I pulled the trigger, did I hit that safety enough to push it off? Well, no, it's still there. So later you'll see, even in the video, I'm showing you how it happened. I'm testing it, and I'm going to go do it on camera. And I said, wait, let me do it from the other side to show you I did not hit that button. And I went, boom, nothing, boom, boom, So it wasn't me. It wasn't anything. But when you are in control of a gun like that and something like that happens, you almost feel a sense of responsibility. I guess I should feel a sense of relief that, thank God, I helped someone avoid a tragedy, But I told them, I said, man, and then I felt bad for him for buying the thing, first-time buyer. I didn't want him to be turned off to anything. I said, hey, look, stuff happens. Unfortunately, this is the last thing that should happen. And, how many people's hands did that thing pass through where it could have been checked first, from the manufacturer to the gun dealer? And I get it. They got one on display. They say, I'll take it. They run back, get a new one out of the box, toss it on the counter, write it up, check the serial number, and it's out the door. But at some point, somebody should have noticed, including me maybe, before I loaded it up. I don't know. But, at least we were at the right place, following the right rules, and nothing bad happened. So check out the video. That was one part of it. And it was just a range day. I had thought he had more shooting than he did, but when I realized he didn't, I brought more stuff because I wanted to introduce him to a little bit of every platform. So since he had his shotgun out there, and let me tell you something, that thing ran very well. It ran birdshot, it ran buckshot, it ran slugs. It was accurate. It ran flawlessly without a jam. 6+1 or 7+1, I forget. Good looking, well finished. Sorry, safety doesn't work. I think I said in the video, I guess that excludes it completely, but all in all, the gun shot well. And I don't know, I guess everybody gets a pass once. I hope it isn't multiple guns thing. He's contacted the gun shop and the manufacturer. I don't know the outcome yet, but anyhow, so I brought my Vepr and I brought my VR80, and God, you forget how heavy that Vepr is with that big muzzle brake and everything. But man, that sucker runs, and that VR80 runs, and we were shooting buckshot and some shot, and I had these new clay target holders that work really well. They're just wire that hold a clay target. You stick them in the ground, they work great. You watch the video and you just see these birds just disappear, just gone. And we had fun. He really thought that stuff was cool. We brought a scorpions. He shot the scorpions, loved those. He was pounding the steel with those things, no problem. We brought an AR. He shot that. He shot an AK, a couple other handguns. He went the rounds. We showed him a little bit of everything. We taught him safety with all of these platforms. Taught him how to manipulate each one of these platforms, how to load it, how to keep it safe, how to fire it, how to unload it, all these things. Showed him the basic principles of these different platforms, what they were good for, a little history maybe, all this stuff. He came there with about that much knowledge, and he left with a boatload. And he was telling me a story about when he was shopping for the shotgun, and I want you guys to listen to this because you'll find it interesting, and I want you to remember it next time you are either in a situation where there's a new shooter, a new gun purchaser, anyone that's not that familiar with our hobby. And guys, we're so familiar with things, sometimes I think we take it for granted. This friend of mine that was in the video, he's got to be 6'7", 6'8". He's a big man. You look at me in the video, I look like a little kid next to him. I'm not kidding you. He's just a monster of a man. Huge guy. And you just look at him and you think, well, he knows guns and this and that. So he tells a story when he was shopping. He was looking originally for the Mossberg shotgun, right? And ends up on the semi-auto. But he was asking the guy in the gun store, well, how does that work? Do you get this, guys? You're going to laugh, but don't laugh. I don't mean it like as an embarrassment to the guy, because it's not. It's just you don't know what you don't know, right? He asks him, he says, so what kind of gas and where do I put it to make this thing operate? He thought like an airsoft or something, that you had to add some type of gas to get a semi-automatic to operate. And you might chuckle, or somebody have heard that at a gun shop might start laughing or make the guy feel bad. Guys, people, if you've never shot a gun before, let alone a semi-automatic or something, they're that alien to people. Guns are alien to a lot of people. And then they get laughed at or made fun of, but they don't know. They didn't grow up with it. They didn't hunt. They didn't anything. So they don't know. So I didn't, and it was weird because I didn't even feel, normally in a situation I might be like, Jesus, what do you mean gas, but I wasn't. I didn't feel it. It was so good to take someone and teach them. I think I said this about taking my brother-in-law shooting. Did a little bit of training with him, and the massive leaps he made in his shooting in such a short period of time made me feel so good. And the massive leaps of knowledge that this man gained made me feel so good. I love training. I love training people and teaching people, and I think I'm going to move more in that direction. It was it was fun. It was neat, but it was shocking as to the lack of knowledge that we for granted. So all I'm saying is next time you're talking to people or you want to talk guns, or maybe someone's even a little anti-gun, maybe it's because they don't know. What we take for granted, they think is cosmic wizardry, they don't see the simplicity in it we do. So just make sure you take good care of these people and you show them how simple and how fun all this can be. If you watch the video, toward the end of where I fade to another video or another clip, you'll hear giggling and him laughing. He had so much fun. He was giggling. And frankly, I get done, mag dumping a Vepper, and I'm like, ha! And nothing makes you more happy than 20 rounds of 12 gauge put out in 2.5 seconds, It's just fun. So keep it fun for people. Show them all the different stuff. They'll find something they like. It's just cool. So let's see. Where are we at here? Viking Outlaws in the house. Hello from Texas. I got a fly in here. Formerly from Commie, New York, the home of King Cuomo. Thank the friggin' Lord you are in Texas. And thank God you're a Viking. You're a good Swede like me. We raped and pillaged our way through the world. That's what our ancestors did. Who says that's a bad thing? Still adjusting to the newfound freedom. El Chapo likes to plink too. The 22 ammo that got hijacked. Yeah, he's plinking. El Chapo's got his Ruger. He's got his Ruger and he's out there plinking. Let's see. Sorry, my thing went flying here and I can't see everything. IMR, yep. Those 2 rounds or those 2 powders are the ones. Did you check on Midway? They usually have them as free. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure they do. I just kind of hoping to find somebody had a set they weren't shooting that anymore or something. Save some money. Money's tight lately. Horny 10th edition, yep. 257 Roberts, yes. I got a set of dies for those, multiple sets of dies for those, and I'm never going to shoot that caliber. I may have one friend that shoots it, so I got to see. Take a friend to the range video is pretty cool. Yeah, he got a chance to see himself on film and get good coach. Yeah, he had a good time. It was fun. Shotguns are not drop safe. You are correct, sir. People from NFAC learned that the hard way. Yeah. Good on them learning the hard way. I've got no use for that kind of stupid. Happened here in Louisville too. Really. Not anybody. Sorry, I'm just reading here. Mini Barrel or the Galil Ace Gen 2 8-inch. Yes. That new Gen 2 Ace is nicey, nice. I like it. Hell, I like the Mini Barrel too. Like to have one of each. I don't know what caliber I'd buy the new Galil in, though. I just don't. We talked about that a little bit last time. And I don't know, frankly, if I'd buy the pistol or the rifle. I don't know. Chase Kelly is in the house. Good to catch up some of it. Just off base from working on second shift now. Well, good. You're off. Have fun. I always go over basics always because boo-boos aren't. Yeah, you can't fix them, guys. Mateo, like green gas. Yeah. My mom asked where the batteries went. No shit. I brought 11 new gun owners in and out of my own collection in a year. And in 1 week, I helped 3 new shooters go from unarmed to armed. Awesome. 4 AKs deep in 6 months. You could say I'm enjoying my Texas freedom. Good for you, man. Go have fun. Go have fun. So, yeah, so I showed you those mags. We talked about the grand release. We talked about the brace situation. Please, guys, get on that, the comment site for braces, and please comment. I would never go 8-inch on 5.56 either. Total waste. Ballistically horrible. Ballistically horrible. Right, Mateo? Wasting so much. Not to mention for for a range toy, okay, but any serious use, uh, that's like putting bullet bait all over you. You start firing that 8-inch in a serious situation, and every rifle in the vicinity is going to be trained on you with big old flash. The only thing that'll put that out is a Bulgarian flash hider. Limits you to 77 55 grain SP bonded. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I have one AR pistol, and I like it, but you don't get the feet per second, and it falls off so fast. So much gunpowder. They're range toys. Range toys are a truck gun you can throw behind the seat, and personal defense up close, whatever. But at that point, you'd burn them bad enough. You wouldn't need the bullet. Sounds to me like we have a dogfight going on upstairs. I've got a Chihuahua, a Mastiff, a Weimaraner, a Mutt, and a Great Dane all upstairs. And I just heard the crazy fight happen with the growling and snarling and everything. So somebody went after somebody. Fun. So what else, guys? What else has been going on in the gun world? Did you guys see? There's a live stream. There's another guy out of Wisconsin. It's CTR Firearms or something. It's like a redheaded younger kid. I dig some of his videos. He's sometimes he's funny. He's got some good information. Some of it I may or may not agree with. In any case, very opinionated and outspoken, and that's fine. That can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing, but a good thing. And then some other gun channel, I don't even know. I forget something. Faith. He was talking about writing letters to the ATF too. CTR was, and this Faith guy came on and said, well, gun channels can't say that do not comply or something because that's hypocritical. They're not going to do it on camera because then there's proof and this and that. So they shouldn't even talk about it. And this other guy was saying, well, why should you even write letters to basically meaning this government agency shouldn't exist, doesn't have any power, so he won't kneel down, so to speak, to even write a letter. Why should I? It doesn't exist. Like, you shouldn't even acknowledge it. And CTR was saying, well, what do you say? What are you saying then? It's either we don't write letters, so you're saying it's just go to war type of thing. And I think he stopped short of saying that, but yeah, it was a crazy back and forth. They were kind of going at each other in sly, slick ways. And the CTR guy, I think he saw in a live stream what he thought, or maybe is, I don't know, an SBR or what he thought maybe was the illegal SBR in the background on the guy's video, and started like hitting them up on it and asking questions and laying it out there without saying it. Like, like, you wouldn't have anything illegal, would you, when you're saying stuff like this? Like, almost to attract attention to it. Maybe ATF, I don't know what his intentions were, but it was pretty spicy, let's just say. It was kind of crappy to see. I don't know, on both ends. And I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. I was just a viewer, that's all. But got kind of spicy, and I can see both sides. I can see the thought of not viewing it as them, meaning the ATF having any type of authority. And I can see his point too, because nobody wants anything to go south, but it was just a weird exchange. And at one point, Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I thought. I'll just leave it alone. But it was kind of I don't know. I don't like to see that kind of stuff between gun channels. Sometimes people deserve what they get, but I don't know. It was weird. Just wondering if anybody else had seen it and had an opinion. Let's see. Good, you're sharing that link. Good, good, good. 12 is the shortest I'd go, even 11 and a half. I like my 11 and a half. Really not that big a difference, though, Mateo, between 12 and 11 and a half. The big drop happens after 11 and a half, as far as I know. I've been upgrading all my stuff over buying newer guns, so I'm pleased that's almost done. Yeah, buy ammo, buy the other stuff. Forget the guns right now. Overpriced anyways. Am I going to Kalash Bash in Texas in October? I would love to. I just don't know who I'd go with. Yeah, I would love to. CRS Firearms, that's it. You're on Discord with it? I don't get Discord. AFT, yeah, it's AFT. You're right. Yeah, it's a somewhat silly position to take with the whole not acknowledging. Yeah, what are you going to do? It's either throw down or there's no choice, right? That was a dumpster fire. The stream, yes, it was a total dumpster fire. My opinion, I know who lost that battle, and he'd probably never admit it, but yeah, there was a reason for all the hemming and hawing, and it wasn't because of the stack of knowledge he was standing on. Total dumpster fire. I totally agree. It was sickening, actually, to watch. Velocity threshold for effective wounding is diminished below 12 inches. Well, it's diminished because of the feet per second and its ability to fragment. But, and I think that, I always thought it was higher, like 3,100, 3,000, 2,900, something like that. And really, how do you keep that speed out at any distance? But you're saying 2,500 is the threshold. I thought it's higher than that. I thought it's like at least 27, 2,800. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm quite often wrong, guys. You know what it is? I get so much information stuck in my head because I read so much, watch so much, do so much, experiment so much that I can't even keep my own information straight half the time. I need to start. I'm at that age where I got to start keeping journals. I loaded up the different powder weights. I put them in the things, and I knew, okay, the back row is this, the next row is this, the next row is this. And I got to the range and went, was the back row the low or the high end? Jesus, it's like all my planning was for nothing because I can't even remember what the hell I loaded. So I just went, so it was plinking practice basically. Now I could tell from the speeds, but now you're second guessing yourself going, shit. I really, you got to take notes. And I'm only in my mid 50s. And yeah, it's tough. I like Discord. It's like a chat room. I made gun friends all over the world. There's even that 100-year-old savage there. So somebody invited me into a Discord once. I guess there's a website, and it had these little robot dudes or some shit. And they first were pounding me, saying they were literally pounding on me about something. Because I was a Trump fan, and they were liberal gun owners, and weren't going to let me in this thing and threw me out and gave me, it started on Reddit, and they threw me out because I was a Trump fan and I had no business being in their space. But then I kind of fake played nice, and he let me in or something. Not that I even wanted to at that point, but then it was fun to watch the idiots play. So they invited me in a Discord, and I went in there, and nobody was ever in there. Maybe I wasn't even going in the right thing. I'm at that age group where you know what internet you know, and the rest of it you don't know. I need my kids to help, kind of thing. Dr. Martin Fackler and Gary Roberts did a lot of work on that. On what? I'm going entered into the competition and camping overnight. I'm friends with. I got a big ass motorhome, a beautiful, expensive motorhome, 2 bathrooms, fireplace, dishwasher, all the shit. I would go. I'd take a bunch of guys if anybody wants to go, and we could stay overnight in comfort. It's got an outside TV. We can watch movies, stereo, awnings, barbecue, the whole 9 yards. You guys buy gas and beer, and I'm in. And I don't drink a lot of beer, so of the intrusion Discord puts on you. Yeah, what kind of intrusion is it? Isn't there? There's a lot of ability to spy and hack when you agree to be on, and maybe that's what they were trying to do to me. Ballistics, both of those DRs did a lot of work on wounding effects. Okay. Mateo's a Microsoft product. So, it's a Microsoft product. So it ends up syncing up everything you do and they spy on you. Okay. Yeah, I hope I got rid of it all. I hope. What else? What do I got laying around here I need to go over with you guys? Here's my spent brass from our day at the range with the Grand. No, this isn't spent brass. This is cleaned brass that still needs to be primed and done. I was just checking out how these end blocks loaded, and they loaded just fine, all of them. So I don't know what the hell was with that stuff I couldn't get loaded. God, that Grand works so nice now that the end blocks slide in and out easy. I couldn't even load it right before. I felt like an idiot. But yeah, it's cool. I got to get going on this favorite AKs thing. So I think I will film a video tomorrow. I've got so much video filmed, clips of different rifles and videos I want to bring out. And then I get home and I try to put a video together and it's all kind of worthless. One day was a big day where I filmed several rifles and this and that. And it was windy, so some of the sound cuts a lot of it out. Other stuff. It was so bad I almost was going to make a bloopers tape, a Rockford Ordnance blooper tape. I got one where I'm sitting at the bench and garbage cans and all kinds of crap behind me come flying and hit me while I'm trying to shoot, and the wind's blowing and stuff's going everywhere. And I'm going, really? And then you hear me like go on with the video like it's nothing. It actually would be a pretty funny blooper tape. I should probably do one. I got it. Let me show you my shirt. What do you guys think of this? Can you read it? I find your lack of ammo disturbing. I thought that was hilarious. So I got that and one other one. I don't know. Oh, the obligatory Trojan red, white, and blue mask, the grunt style mask T-shirt. Then my wife found me some cool ones at a farmer's market down in Florida. She was down there and helping take care of my parents and thought of me when she went to a farmer's market. So that was cool. Got me some really nice ones. But I thought this shirt was hilarious. Anyhow, I would love to go to Kalash Bash if anybody wants to go and whatever. If you guys want to, no problem. I can comfortably, I'm not going to load the damn thing up where grown men are sleeping together. But let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. We could sleep 4 or 5 very comfortably. You could do 4 and everybody have their own bed. And then that's not to say we couldn't put air mattress too on the floor. It's a big, big motorhome with every convenience known to man, in motion satellite TV, everything. Really cool. I lived in it for a year and a half while we were racing. I mean, it's awesome. It doesn't get used enough. But if anybody is serious and we can put it together. And I kind of know you. You're not an axe murderer. You're not. What did Clint Smith used one? I guess he just said chicken fucker, but a chicken. What did he say? I can't remember the terms he used, but it was funny. It was very Clint-esque. Clint from Thunder. Don't have anything interesting I do on there aside from keep in contact. That's what happened to me a little bit ago. I got a lit cherry come off of my smoke at my eye. Yikes. I could care less if it's the intrusion that angers me. I'm very proud of this. Yeah, I don't dig that. I don't dig that. Obviously, I don't mind my privacy all that much because I have a channel, but that being said, I keep enough. If somebody has a live chat and a channel, anybody can figure out enough about them quick enough, so whatever. I have nothing to hide. Well, you better have nothing to hide if you're going to be in any type of public forum, right? Like, who was that? Was it a mayor whose husband got raided and busted with like 2 kilos of cocaine or something, or 31 grams, and it led him to 2 kilos of cocaine, and they let him out on bail? Think that had anything to do with them being the mayor's husband? Unbelievable, right? Talk about being in the public eye and doing something wrong. Wow. So yeah, tomorrow is AK day around here. We're going to do that. 2 bricks a blow. Oh man. I thought that went out with the 80s, What are you going to do? Anyhow, guys, what else? What else do you guys got going on? What kind of shooting are you guys doing? Ammo's good by everybody other than prices. Nines come down some. It's still expensive. AR ammo, the cheapest I've seen is like $679 1,000. Still sounds very expensive to me. AK ammo, low threes for 1,000. And it seems that that's a little rarer than some other stuff right now. Although I'm all set there. Yeah, I'm just happy weather is nice, and I've been taking. Okay, that's cool. He gets out with you. That's cool. Can he still shoot? Hopefully he can. Yeah, no built-in cam or mic. Yeah, I cover all my cameras. I don't know if that helps anything, but crazy. Look at your TVs now, guys. I think TVs now may have cameras in them. I know, well, they obviously have microphones. Your TVs in your house listen to everything you do. Even if your TV doesn't, your cable box can, or your satellite box. How about this internet? Much better than what it was, huh? They've been getting better and better. Speeds have been great. Haven't had any problems. He carries the Ruger SR22. Hey, you know what I got to bring you guys a video on? Is that Ruger 9mm PDR or PDW pistol with the brace. You guys haven't even seen that. Bought that on a whim. And yeah, it's okay. I kind of don't need it because of the scorpions. It was an impulse buy, and I should probably get rid of it. But 1,000 rounds of Barnaul. That's good ammo. What'd you pay for the Barnaul? Viking? Hopefully not more than about I'm going to say 350 to 380 delivered, or with tax. I can too, Mateo. It's called a bat. Viking, you're in Texas, huh, Viking? So you're already down there for Kalash. I gotta see. You know, my few YouTube buddies up here, uh, El Tenda, he works for an AR manufacturer up here, and he just works his ass off. It's just him and his wife and his dogs, so he has a hard time getting away sometimes. Um, if it is, it's just him, and money can be tight sometimes. And I know he got away for SHOT Show, but I don't know if he could get to something like that. It'd be nice if he could. He's a super nice guy, just a gentle kind of guy, you know. Super friendly, do anything for anybody. Good dude. I doubt Mark Krebs would go. Boy, that would be cool if maybe he'd go if I helped run the booth or something. Maybe he'd go as a vendor. I should add. He should go to those. Don't you guys think Krebs should go to something like that? I don't know. Maybe he's kind of higher end than some of that, but hey, there's a lot of guys spend a lot of money there, you know, just kids and stuff. I wouldn't think. I've met so many great people on here, Rock. It's really helped me, and I've tried to help out. That's cool. You met a lot of good people on the live stream, you're saying? Sam7SF, how do you take apart the safety and thumb switch? Very easy. Very, very easy. Let me think for a second. So it comes apart like a regular safety. The thumb portion of it, I want to say maybe goes the opposite way. They kind of come apart and then you pull them apart. There's like a detent. If you want, I'll do a quick video on it after this and I'll post it up to show you. I got to have it in my hands. I don't remember. I've had them apart a couple of times. It's super easy though. Super, super easy. It's not a big deal. You can do it in 2 minutes. If you take it all apart and start messing, flip the main safety up, you'll figure it out even if you just mess with it. But I'll do a video on it. I haven't pulled that one apart in a long time. And I don't remember. I did it on my my Sam7 pistol is where I pulled it apart. But off the top of my head to do that, I don't remember right now. Something like that. One goes this way. There's like a detent, and yeah, and the hole for it on the left side of receiver has a notch too. It's got to fit in. You'll see when you go to take it apart. Just look at it closely. Great rifle though, that Sam7 side folder. I thought I had brought you guys a video on that, and I did. I think it was either just a tabletop or a first shots, but man, I've shot that, and I've got that magazine, that special expensive magazine I got for that gun, the matching one, and I haven't really brought you anything on it. I've been shooting that rifle so much. God, I love that rifle. I love that rifle. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. And that was one of the rifles in the video with all the wind sound and all that. So I never made the video. So I'm going to have to do a video on that. We'll do that tomorrow. Also, big surprise on the AK front in the next video that's going to come out. Next couple. You guys are really going to like them because it's top shelf stuff. Hell yeah, Krebs could make money. Yeah. Yeah, just think about how many safeties he could sell down there. Yeah, you know, the safeties are his one thing that the safeties basically support his company. It's amazing. It's amazing. You think how many AK safeties could you sell? But man, oh man. Hey, man, thank you, Miguel Valenzuela. Thank you so much. You have no idea what that means. Let me tell you, I don't talk about it like a lot of channels do, but YouTube has been just kicking the crap out of me. I look at the analytics and my dashboard, it's depressing. And I kind of think that's why I haven't put out so many videos. You guys are probably wondering, why isn't his live streams on? Why aren't the videos coming out 2 or 3 a week like they used to? Because I'm almost at the point where I almost want to say forget it. I really do. I was cruising. I mean, cruising subscribers. While the money wasn't big, it was big strides in the money. So it went, I can't say the amount, but literally enough for lunch, went to enough for 3 lunches, and 3 lunches went to 6 lunches in a month, something like that. It's not a lot of money, trust me, but it was like big enough. The differences were big enough that it was, it drove you on a little bit. Like, wow, okay. Hey guys, unless you're getting 50, 100,000 views or more a video, you're not making anything on this channel. On this, it's for fun, and you're burning money. And partially why I slowed down too is money. It's just to the point where my wife is getting pissed. But anyhow, with the last 60 days, 90 days especially, I'm being shadow banned completely, and they're demonetizing every video I put up. They've demonetized some old ones that were actually putting some money in my pocket. I don't get, and the views are down 80%. So they're not recommending them. They're not hitting the algorithm when they were. My top was top forever. Every month I could count on it, just killing it, right? Nothing. How does it go from that to nothing? Viewers, views, visitors, comments, likes, subscribes, everything is gone. Mr. Guns and Gadgets just posted a thing showing his ups and downs in subscribers. And I got to looking, and I'm like I used to go in, I could barely keep up with comments. Well, now I'm like, oh, please, somebody comment. I'm lonely. It's like, geez, it's just been shut off. It's been shut off. And obviously there's a reason for it. They're doing it to everybody. It's not even to where I can, the money is so bad I can't even pay the ammo bill at all. And it's like, what are you going to do? At that point you say, well, maybe I'll just go shoot the little bit I'm going to shoot for fun and for my own training and keeping my skills up. And it's sad. I love doing this. I really, really do. I was hoping it would really lead to the FFL and all that other stuff. And it was going that direction fast. And the FFL is kind of separate. That'll happen. But the channel, I couldn't imagine wanting to do it without the channel, because I like it as a means to get the word out there and just to have fun. It's I live in the country, so it's a fun way to talk to people and all of that stuff. But man, it's so bad. So Miguel, thank you so much. You have no idea. You might say, "Oh, no big deal. It's $5." And no, it's forget about the money. If it was 50 cents a dollar, I don't care. It's that somebody thinks enough to do that, and it's motivational. It really is, because you got to get motivated. I even feel like I've been letting you guys down on the quality of some of the videos. It's like I go to the range with a plan and do. I can't even make a video out of it because I'm like, that's not even good. It's like I feel bad about it, and I don't want to let you down. So for a while I was trying different stuff and all of that kind of thing, and things were working, and it just I just feel like I'm not doing my best. Not that that's that great to begin with, but I mean, for one guy, I think I do all right. I think the videos are okay. It's just hard. It sucks, and shame on the powers that be that do this to it, because maybe they know, maybe they don't. They don't know how hard we work for this. To work a 16-hour day, drive 4 hours round trip, come home and have to sit down and do a video. Sometimes you're just tired, man. And if it's not fun, if you're not enjoying it, why are you going to bother? You do it because you figure you can help some people. And guys, if I can help you with any kind of video, any kind of how-to, any kind of knowledge, some kind of gun you want to see, something about a gun, an accessory, or this or that, an ammo, and anything I can do for you, you let me know and I will do a video. post it in here. Email. You can get my email on YouTube in the community page or about the channel, whatever it is. Go in there. My email's in there. You can email me. I do check Facebook, but not as often as I should, so don't feel bad if I answer you. But I try to answer everybody. But certainly send me an email. A lot of you guys have, and I answer them. So know that I will. You're not a pain in the ass at all. I enjoy it. Let's see, 1,000 rounds, 339, 411 shipped to me at my doorstep. Not bad. Not bad. And that's good ammo. You know, but that company's been around forever and they make other brands. But you're talking about the red and green box, I would assume, Viking. And that's good stuff. I'm sorry, Mateo left. Good night, Mateo. Thank you so much for all your help. There's a dude that does stuff for my channel and 2A EDUs and doesn't think twice of it. He doesn't have to here. There's not enough people to moderate. Yeah, we used to get double and triple what we're getting now in the live streams, and it's just nothing. Yeah, money is tight a little, isn't it? Got to do what you got to do, though. Even 280 complains about. I am not complaining. Please don't take it as that. If anything, I'm complaining about one entity, and that's it. And you know what entity that is. I just don't want all of a sudden my internet to start fading in and out here. It's just not fair. There is no reason one industry should be singled out like this. I've had professionals in the business tell me that any channel on any subject with my watch hours and even my subscribers would be basically on the verge of doing it for a living, period. You could do a channel for a living with what I have. And certainly what 2A EDU has. Like you could, okay, I'm ready to quit and go. And you just can't. As a gun channel, you'll never go any further. It's never going to do it. I could pick any other subject and do what I do, and you know, with what I know now, be able to quit my job in a short order. Well, maybe not quit my job, but I get the normal person could do very well between all the other stuff that goes along with it that I choose not to do just because it's a pain in the ass. But yeah. It's just hard. Please don't take it as complaining. If they can shut down President Trump, they can shut down anyone. Yeah, you're right. YouTube is hoping all gun channels quit so they won't get the blame. Yeah, I think your videos are great, and I share that how to find ammo. Man, I never took as much heat as I did on that ammo video. People thought I was anything from showing off to a hoarder myself to this to that. Crazy. You try and help somebody, and they all take it the wrong way. Yeah, that was a fun video to do, the one with my friend. He's a business acquaintance, and he's very good at what he does and what he does for me. So I just, I'll help anybody. And it's fun to help people. I love training. I should train. I can only imagine what the insurance would be for that. Susan Wiki. Yeah, we got to start talking about Susan Wiki over here, don't we? Try making a video for the day. Want people to find a budget firearm. Maybe there are so many new shooters that need help. Yeah, we could talk about some of the budget pistols out there, this and that. That's kind of 2A EDU's niche. He kind of fell into that, and it works so good. And he fell in that by an accident. Yeah, when he did the Taurus thing, he was trying to prove what a piece of junk Taurus was, I think. And then surprise, he loves them. They're great guns. They really are. They've come a long way. Viking, yeah. Okay. Biden is being controlled. You think Susan isn't going? God, this Biden thing is, man, oh man. I can't even believe it. Chad West. Been listening for the last hour. That's my future son-in-law there, guys. Good kid, let me tell you. One of the most hardest working, grounded kids on the planet. I shouldn't say kid. He's a young man. But Yeah, as a father, you could not be happier to have a son-in-law like him. Let me tell you, you can do a lot worse. But then again, you raise good kids; they find good kids, right? So I'm proud of her too. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it. 73% of all media is owned by the globalists. Yes, it is. That's the thing, guys. You know, you want to push your point, you want to push your agenda, your political side, and that's where you got to give the left credit, right? Because they got out ahead of all this. This didn't just show up. You shouldn't think that, oh man, how's this all happening? You know, how did this come about? I'll tell you why. It's been going on for 20, 30 years. They've been planning it. They bought up all the media sources. They're all owned by leftist organizations, people, groups, and they're going to push their agenda. Did you think it would be any different? If you did, you're stupid. You know, what's the right doing? Are they buying up media outlets, newspaper? They bought up the newspapers. They bought up the radio stations. They bought up the TV, cable, everything. And then you expect something different. They invaded the teaching world. You don't think that was by plan? You got another thing coming. You know, the higher education, they went to where you can most easily and quickly change an entire society and generation. And that's all you need is 1-2 generations and it's over. To believe differently. We were raised to be patriotic, to salute the flag, to say the Pledge of Allegiance. You get rid of all that stuff and you tell them how bad everything is. And what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? It's exactly what happened. They outsmarted us, outwitted us, outspent us, and it is what it is. So unless you get off your ass and do something about it, instead of sitting on my channel bitching about it, what's going to happen? You know, and I say the same thing. What am I doing? I'm sitting here bitching to 12 guys, right? Well, I guess at least I'm saying something about it. I have no problem saying it to anybody either. They don't. You shouldn't. Don't ever not speak up or shh, you know, you don't want anybody here. They don't care. Why should you? Speak your mind. If you don't speak up, this is what you get. Don't be afraid to speak up. Who cares? They don't care. They're not afraid. Sorry, I'm getting on my political rant. I've been trying to keep it away from that. Cool picture with the bike. What bike? That's him actually. They met racing motocross. They've known each other since they were little kids. And Chad's a top racer, and my daughter's a national champion. And yeah, they are. You wouldn't believe what they can do on a motorcycle. You have no idea the level that they ride at. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. 2AEDU helped me out last year with Taurus. 2, I think you just need to be creative. You're one of my friend channels. You got to find that thing. Yeah, it is. I got to find the niche, you know. AKs, I kind of hit the AK thing when there were a few of us, and then the AK thing blew up so big. I mean, I was doing AKs before AKs were a thing even, you know, and I came to this too late. I mean, I've been doing it longer than most, but I did it on this platform way too late, and the way it blew up, it's anybody's game now. So I don't know. I like doing the gunsmithing videos and the wood finishing videos. So maybe I should do some more of that. Maybe some Bakelite refinishing, things like that. I want to do the Cerakote stuff and Parkerizing. So there's a lot of cool stuff I could do, I guess. Viking Outlaw, stop wearing the mask. Yes. You know what's amazing? Wisconsin, nobody's wearing a mask. Nobody. Illinois, that got freed up not too long ago. Out in the country, they're not wearing masks, but you go to the mall, grocery store. Chicago, they're all wearing it. You see whole families, they're walking around still. It's like, did you turn on the news? Are you that susceptible to this media. Guys, it's going to be ruled one of the biggest scams on the planet of all time in the not too distant future. I'll tell you what I did, and this is just me and my opinion, but I worked the entire time of it from before the close down till today. Other than the first week, I never wore a mask. I never wore gloves. I didn't wash my hands or use sanitizer any extra than I normally would. Go to the bathroom, wash your hands. That's it. I work with the general public every day, hundreds, if not thousands of people. I'm in and out of their cars. I touch their car keys. I touch their personal possessions. I am within inches of people all day long, as are 100 or more of my employees. And a big organization, actually 5 stores, 6 stores, and not one of us, so much as we had, who knows, it may have been regular flu or something, but not one of us was hospitalized, came down, nothing. I'm not saying it ain't real. I'm just saying it wasn't as crazy as they said it was. And I know it's not, but the way I put it is it was a bad flu year. That's what it was in my book, my opinion. And there's people out there that are just so afraid. And I get it. If you got health conditions, absolutely take care of yourself. If you're diabetic and you're overweight, take care of yourself. I get it. I'm not telling anybody to do anything or believe anything. I'm just telling you, I'd eat a petri dish of it. It doesn't bother me. Not worried about it. And to see some of this stuff, it's just so insane. The political motivation and everything else around it, the theft of generational money, and just insane. Just a giant wealth transfer that started a couple administrations ago, and just so sad. And now exactly what I said is going to have the inflation's hitting. Your housing market will crash very soon. The kids, Chad, my daughter, they're looking at buying a house. They were very serious, putting offers in, everything. I thank God they were in before the prices were going nuts. But now I thank God they've slowed down. They need to wait they have money. They don't need to get a house. They can buy one anytime they want, good credit, ability to buy, all of that. They can wait this out. And when they do, they'll get a steal at the bottom. And I'm actually doing that right now, thinking the same way. The problem is they're going to get a hold of your money from all sources, retirement, this, that, the other, whether you're going to lose it in the stock market or your 401k or whatever. It's coming again, and it's going to be bigger than last time. And I think we're within 12 to 18 months of it right now, somewhere in there. I lived through Jimmy Carter. I was young, but yeah, it's happening again. It's the leadership and the craziness. I saw it the other day. A company I work with, a vendor. I know this guy and the company, and you think, well, you deal with normal companies, this and that. All of a sudden, I'm reading the guy's his, what do you call it? Your sign thing. You put your name and salutation and all that at the bottom of an email, and it listed his pronouns. And I'm like, wait a second. I thought this is, a normal dude, normal thinking. Is this the company making him put this on there? Or is this how these younger people think? You need to put your pronouns, he, his, her. Are you friggin' serious? Or this mother debate they're having now as a birther, or what do they use? You can't use mother anymore. You have to use birthing individual or birthing. What else can give birth besides a mother? Nothing. It's the most ridiculous shit and we allow it to go on instead of getting in their face and saying, shut up and stop it. That's what has to happen. It's insane. And oh, well, everybody has their opinion. No, they don't. No, not when it's that insane. You go against all common sense and every law of nature and everything else. It just doesn't make sense. So I don't have to. I can't. I'm not forced to listen to it. I'm not forced to have anything to do with it. So that's that. My opinion. I'll use mother long after mine's in the ground. She did go get it. Oh man, I'm not doing it. Don't care. Do what you want. I don't need a passport. Can't tell me where I'm going to travel, where I can't. Doesn't matter. I'm not putting that. If I haven't gotten sick yet, I ain't getting sick. I can promise you that. And nobody around me either. I've got enough in me from my wife being a nurse for all these years that I'm pretty much immune to anything out there. She brought it all home with her. Ain't nothing but mammals. Gun-toting mammals, huh? Well, I certainly appreciate your help. That was awesome of you. Very nice. I appreciate it. Anything you need, anything you want to see, any info you need, you let me know. I get it for you. I ain't got much else, guys. I feel like I'm boring you here. I know we're just hanging out talking at this point, but yeah, not much else going on. I'm going to drop that video instantly when we're done here. And what she said, yeah, she only told us after she got really sick too. My sisters coerced her into getting it. And she could see family, but it's such a lame excuse. So when did she got sick on the second shot, or was it one of the only ones? I know a lot of people got some really bad side effects, that lasting side effects. I don't know why people would go get something that was so quickly brought out under so much weird circumstances. No way. No way. Not going to happen. And there's more of us than you think out there. There's plenty of them. Just had a long convo with my doctor about the shot. He confirmed that. Yeah, I had a conversation with, I'm going to lie to you when I tell you the school. It was a huge, prestigious university. We sold him a car, and one of my managers was talking to him. And he came right out, no qualms about it. And this is like Cornell, or I can't remember the name of the university. I'll find out tomorrow. A virologist and his friends and acquaintances at several other massive, large, well-respected, even Ivy League school doctors, friends, professors, all said that, and they told me specific things it causes and is going to cause, and that they have studies proving it, that they did them. He has it. He said, please, whatever you do, don't do it. And I told my wife what they were. I'll have to go ask her. I don't remember what they were. My life is so busy lately. I can't keep two and two straight. But I told my wife what he said, and she says, oh, yeah, I've read reports about that and this and that. My wife's very well-versed in her field of healthcare. And yeah, so it was basically known, I guess. And she said, yep, he's spot on. And my wife takes a lot of what I tell her is, the first thing I get is, oh, bullshit, But this, she said, oh, no, he's exactly right. That's exactly what we know, too. And yeah, if you got anybody that is normal thinking, right or left, and they know anyone with real knowledge in the healthcare industry, or upper end of it, I should say, they'll all tell you not to get it. That's for sure. I've gotten that from anyone I've talked to that were, doctors and above or higher end medical educators and workers. So all I can tell you is what I've seen. That's all. Anyhow, I know where she got it and who gave it to her, and I'll leave it there in case I have to fix it. It's not, I don't know. I can't tell anybody what to do. I can only tell you what I'm doing. And that's that. Anyhow, I'm going to drop that video in a few minutes here. You guys will all see it. I'm going to do some AK shooting tomorrow. We are going to do, here's what I'm going to do. The Chinese Bakelite side folder, the SAM 7 pistol, and the side folder SAM. Those three are tomorrow. You will have video on it. I'm going to bring you out the Garand video. You'll have that, but you're going to have the AR SP1 immediately as soon as I'm off this thing. And it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, way too damn long. And I'm going to let you guys go. Let's see. One last look over here. Joe, my dad has to carry. Again, Rocky's scared if his doctors try to give it to him, and I won't get it either. Don't let him. It's your decision at the end of the day. It's your decision and only your decision. I don't think you'll see anything forced or any passport stuff. I doubt. If we do, oh man, I am way wrong. If they do push that stuff, and I don't think they will, then we are so far worse off than I ever thought we would be. So I don't know. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not a vaccine in the true sense of the word. You are correct. Anyhow, guys, anything else before I go? Nobody said if they like this show or not. Says, I find your lack of ammo disturbing. I thought it was hilarious. But hey, I got a strange sense of humor anyways. Anyhow, guys, that's all I got for you. I'm sorry to drag it out this long. It was just fun. I haven't talked to you guys in so many weeks. I felt bad, but just was tired and a lot going on. And I got to get my parents back up north now, so I got to make a trip down south here a few days. But I will be back next week. You will have that video in 10 minutes. And yeah, that's about it. So look to those other AK videos and check out the Colt SP1 video that's dropping in 10 minutes. Joe, Orion, Miguel, Viking, everybody that's in here. If I missed some of you, I'm sorry. Chad, Mateo, who's gone, I'm sure already. All of you guys, thank you so very much. I'm sorry it was a low turnout tonight. I doubt we cracked 20 tonight, which is way, 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 way low. I'll go back and read through all the chat. And if I see anything I missed, I'll put some comments down below. And so you guys can check it out there. You can get my email off the YouTube page. Check out the videos. Check your subscriptions, guys. Make sure you're still subscribed. With how bad I'm being shadow banned and everything, I know they do it to other channels, and I don't know if they're doing it to mine. I haven't heard anything, so I hope not, but I know it happens to multiple channels. I've had it happen. They unsubscribe me from a bunch of the people I like to watch. So it is happening. But yeah, thanks for everything. I appreciate it. Stay on, check your video in 10-15 minutes. You'll have this other one. All right. You guys have a good night. Thanks for everything. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out.